Ready for some food content? We're gonna eat real good in this video. Well, at least I will. So many parts of our lives are getting smart and connected. From smartphones to wearables to smart home items, there are so many places where we inject our tech. Why not the kitchen? Smart kitchen appliances are all over the place, but they usually take the form of things like Bluetooth and remote control and not too much else. Enter the Brava oven. Mine is right over there, just off camera. It's a cooking appliance that puts a ton of thought into its smart capabilities, and perhaps the smartest feature of all, it can effectively replace multiple items that might already be in your kitchen. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned cook, the Brava can be a great addition to any chef's toolkit. So in this video, I'll go through a few ways that I have cooked with the Brava, and trust me, it's just the tip of the iceberg. Lettuce. I had to put a cooking pun in there, I'm sorry. It's Joshua Vergara. What's going on, everybody? Let's get cooking with the Brava Smart Oven. So before we get cooking, quick disclaimer. Brava did send me this oven and it's now a permanent part of my home kitchen. But beyond that, Brava is not sponsoring this video and I am genuinely sharing my experiences after using this smart oven for the last few months. Now the Brava is, in its simplest terms, an oven, one that can just sit on your kitchen counter. Compared to more conventional ovens like the one right behind me, it cooks using light, more specifically light pulses from these super powerful bulbs that are found at the top and bottom of the cooking area. This method gives the Brava a ton of versatility. As an oven, the Brava can heat up far faster than a regular oven, and the bulbs can be programmed for specific dishes. The top lights can be used to sear and broil, for instance, and because the heat dissipation can be catered to your specific needs, the oven can actually do way more than just your baking dishes. It can be an oven, a fryer, a super effective reheating solution to replace, let's say, your microwave, a slow cooker, and it can even be a rice cooker. The smart capabilities come in once you have a dish in mind. Chances are the Brava's extensive catalog of recipes already has you covered. Using either a connected smartphone or the built-in display, you can browse the various foods and dishes that are pre-programmed to get you the best result. And using the various accessories that come with the oven, you just have to follow the on-screen instructions, find all of the ingredients, follow the steps, and it will do the rest. Take eggs, for example. This is the famous egg tray from Brava that just asks you to do a couple of small things, then slide the tray in and you can cook your eggs in many different ways. It basically tells you to just grease up a couple of the areas, or if not all of them, and then you just crack your eggs into them and you're off to the races. Once it's cooking, there is a camera, yes, a camera in the oven that lets you keep an eye on the action either on your screen or on your connected smartphone, which is good because it means you can do other stuff and still be aware of your cooking. As you can see, for basically any dish, it's a set it and forget it situation. So that's the simplest way that I've used the Brava in my everyday cooking. If I have a specific item in my dish that needs cooking, like say a Beyond Burger patty, I just have to check and see if it is in the Brava cookbook catalog. If it is, you just follow the instructions, put it onto the corresponding tray, slide it in, hit the button, and you're good to go. New recipes and food programs are being added all the time, so chances are high that the oven will work for pretty much any of your needs. I throw the item in, let the Brava do its thing, and once it's done, I finish the rest of the dish that I have in mind. If you do want to get more involved with your dishes, you can simply browse the cookbook and find something you really want to try your hand at. That's exactly what happened this past holiday season when my family wanted the usual surf and turf dinner for Christmas. Now, to be fair, the Brava could have easily taken care of the ribeye steaks because there is a thermometer attachment. It connects to the corner of the cooking area and then the other end goes into your uncooked meat. So it gives the oven the word if the meat is at the desired doneness. But instead of doing the steaks in the Brava, I actually decided to go for the sous vide method there, and I used the oven for one of its newest added recipes, roasted lobster tails. So clearly you can see here how the Brava is able to replace multiple appliances in a kitchen, but in this case, it is a worthwhile addition to the ones I might already have. After all, this roasted lobster tail recipe even had me make the herb butter on the stove while the lobster tails were cooking in the oven. The ingredients were all listed out, the steps were clear, and when it was all said and done, the recipe came out perfectly. In a way, very little experience was needed because I was guided the whole way through. There was no guesswork because the oven is programmed to know how long to cook and at what temperature. In the end, what came out was a wonderful dish that I made for the very first time, and it was a success. For beginners, the Brava is a wonderful tool because even if it does take care of a lot of work and steps, you're still learning in each recipe that you dive into. If you have a little bit more experience in the kitchen and you have a recipe that you're already familiar with but it's not in the Brava cookbook, well, you can just adapt it accordingly. Which brings us to right now and the other signature accessory from Brava, this heavy and large chef's pan. Now, as this is a deep pan, you can bake cakes, do some roasts, or right now I'm gonna make a stew, one that will turn into birria tacos. If you're not familiar, or if you're not on TikTok a whole lot, birria tacos are a super delicious beef taco made by mixing various chilies, tomatoes, and spices into a marinade, and then adding chicken broth and a few finishing spices for the actual stew. When I first tried my hand at birria, it was over this very stove, simmering for hours. But this time, I'm gonna use the Brava as a slow cooker. I'm gonna keep the lid on, and I'm going to use the oven's camera to keep an eye on it so I don't have to be slaving over the pot like last time. So as you can see here, I've already been marinating the beef, and it has been marinating inside of the chef's pan overnight. All right, so over our marinated beef, we're just going to go ahead and throw in some cloves, some bay leaves, cinnamon sticks, some already sauteed onions, and cover everything in chicken broth. The admittedly heavy chef pan and its contents then go into the Brava oven, and when I hit the green button, it's a slow cook, and under the slow cook setting, I have it set for 3 hours for now. By the way, the recipe that I used is linked in the description. Obviously, it's not in the Brava cookbook. Still, I was able to use the Brava for it just fine, which again shows how versatile this one appliance can be. The beef gets super tender after that long, slow cook, which we then use as the filling for queso-filled tortillas. The resulting soup becomes the consomme that you dip the tacos in, and that is a birria taco right there. Like really dip, there you go.
Oh my god, it's my very first birria taco. I get it.
And so there you have it, a bunch of ways that I have used the Brava Smart Oven to cook various dishes of varying difficulty. Seriously, this oven makes cooking so many things pretty painless. And no matter what you're trying to make, chances are the Brava can just guide you through it all. If not, it's still the right tool for many of those cooking jobs, and it will undoubtedly make the work easier. For more about tech on the go, in the home, and in this case, in the kitchen, subscribe to my channel. Sound off by hitting that like button, and let me know what you would cook in the Brava in the comment sections down below. With all of that said though, I'm gonna go ahead and call it on this one. Thank you so much for watching. Please take care of yourselves and each other, and enjoy your tea and your cooking, everybody.